Hello and welcome back to Satisfactory. My name is Wilcata, and today we are going to start our exploration for oil. Now, I know we explored for oil before, but if you were along for last episode, then you heard the news, which is that they are very close with coming out with update 6, and they said that they are going to basically remodel this entire area. And we decided that, maybe we shouldn't do our oil up here quite yet. We still want to do a mega oil up here, given that these are all still here after update 6 starts. But we're going to take advantage instead, and we're going to split off of our rail line, and we're going to adventure down through the map, because we know there's oil somewhere over here from previous experience. And this is going to give us an excellent opportunity because we'll be able to explore some more of these areas out here for other resources. We also talked about last episode that we are kind of shy on some of the steel and some of the steel products. So if we find maybe a good coal area that we can branch off to, or maybe put a station nearby, then we might be able to make another steel area. And that would be excellent. So we're going to get going and head down there. I'm going to check this. I think we're going to use our Explorer today. And I want to take advantage of this opportunity to actually show you guys some of the strategies for placing rails and making them straight, making the turns nice and clean, and how we do mergers and how we can section off areas with the blocking. So I think this is going to be a good opportunity to do that because I didn't actually cover the making of the initial line because it took about 12 hours and it was just way too much. But we can at least do that before we start our exploration, and then we'll see what we can find. So let's get in the car and let's get going. All right, we're here at the train station, still at home, and I'm going to try something that almost guaranteed is not going to work. But I'm going to try it anyway. If it's not obvious yet, it's going to be real soon. Should get it. Come on. There you go. All right. So while I was preparing for this, not for what I'm getting ready to do, but for our trip to start working on the railroad, whenever we leave an area, we want to make sure we're really well stocked. So, my inventory is full, and I filled up the personal train because we'll be able to drop stations and call it to us. So it's stocked up and ready. In fact, I probably should just put a second car on the back of it. But it's, it's fine. We'll find. If we run out of materials, we'll just ride it back here and get what we're coming for. But anyway, I went to our oil area because I have the tube that takes us to our existing oil area, which is a kind of temporary one, and stocked up on some more plastic because I wanted, in case we make any of the coated foundations, I wanted to have enough plastic on me. Anyway, I noticed while I was there that all of the rubber was still backed up. It's not draining, and if you recall, when we built the computer area, we actually should be at a 10 rubber deficit. So the rubber area should be slowly draining out. It shouldn't be fast, but it still shouldn't all be full. And I mentioned the last episode when I noticed that there was another problem in the line. We found that there was an issue with the quick wire. And that, if the math is right and something doesn't look right, then something isn't right, and you need to check the whole thing. Oh, can I do it? Can I do it? Can I do it? Oh, I made it! I made it! I made it! Oh! So if it wasn't evident there, when I was on the train car, I didn't actually have any control, and it wasn't taking me with it. It just kind of dragged me off of it, and I'm stuck. All right, let me get off of here, and I think maybe we'll try that one more time. So I'll see you guys when the train comes back. All right, it's back. Let's try this again. I running around a little ragged here. You might notice here I put a second car on the back of our our personal train. I just ran real quick and grabbed a bunch of resources and filled it up mostly with concrete and iron plate, basic building materials. Probably should have got some more steel beams, but I didn't really have time to think it out. All right, here we go. Oh, I'm on top, I'm on top. Nope, no control. No control at all. All right. All right, it looks like we're taking the long way. All right, so I stopped by here first because I mentioned that our rubber is not draining fast enough, which means something's wrong. And last time when we found the problem with the quick wire, we start at the end of the line and bring it backwards and try to figure out what's going on. So those are both green lights. Well, it looks like the quick wire is not backed up enough. 57%. Why is that a green light if it's not? I got Mark 1 belts on the quick wire. Look at that. 105 per minute. Those should be Mark 2 belts. Well, at least that was an easy one to find. Mark 2. What is that? Oh, that's all my... I did the Mark 3 up to there and then didn't connect it at the right speed. Ah, silly me. Did I do the same wrong one here? Mark 1, Mark 1. Yeah, that was the problem. That's kind of a habit I do. Is a lot of times when I'm drawing out machines, I just do everything at Mark 1 and I come back later when I know the speeds of everything and I upgrade them, which is not really a good practice to have. But it came back and bit me this time. So hopefully we're actually operating at full speed now. All right, let's get to quick wire and start working on our train line. All right, here we are. Make sure we're not getting run over by a train. This is the kind of the end of the line, right? This is the curve, and it's already a little complicated because there is a roundabout here, which, if necessary, we could push this back. But I think I put it here largely because it's just at the bottom of this curve or the ramp. So I'd rather not have to push this back if we can avoid it. But what we're going to want to do is just go straight off and keep going. Now, we don't necessarily need to know where we're going yet. We know we're going in that general direction. But for now, we can just break off a straight line here, and then we can turn it as necessary after we do our exploration. So we're not going to do the entire line right now. I just want to show you the process that I go through when I'm building these. And hopefully this will give you a little bit of a better idea on how to run, at least some simple rails and run them cleanly. Because they are as exact as I can get them. Every now and then you have to fudge just a little bit. And ramps can be a little tricky. You have to kind of finagle them as well. But there are some principles that you can use to help you line things up ahead of time. So I'm going to just put out some extra foundation here. And I'm going to... Actually, I think what I'm going to do is before I do that, give us a little side step here. This is going to make it easier for you to see what I'm doing, and make it easier for me to do it. So, when you're adding track, you can only add track at a juncture, where track had stopped before. So, like, you see that's a long line right there where there is no segmenting. So you can see right here where there's segmenting, that's the only places that you can actually lay track to attach. So this is really good right here, right? That just takes us straight. Now we don't want to just go as far as we can because we're going to need those segments to be able to split and go elsewhere. So we can just, do something like that. Make sure it's nice and even. Something like that. And that's pretty simple, right? Because we know this track is going straight this way, or it's going clockwise, I guess, around the loop. So this could go straight and come off of it. There would be no need for having this one to go straight off of it because there's never a train coming that direction on that track. However, there will be trains coming that way, so we would want to be able to meld like this. Now, that's not allowing us to connect, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's invalid. These can be a little funny sometimes, and so there's kind of a rule, which is a 3x3 grid. In fact, let me see if I can make this a little bit more visible. Let's see, that's a 3. And that's a 3 right there. So yeah, it probably isn't good. So a 90-degree turn is a 3x3. So we could do that and make an exact 90-degree turn, but the connection is another one over. So we might be able to, let's do this. Make sure that's flat. Let's go to here. See, it's an even number. It's 4x4. 3x3 is your tightest perfect turn you can take, but you can do larger. Then we connect that, and there we go. That's good. So that's all we need for either track to go away. Then we need them to come back. So coming back means I'm going to want this to go straight onto this somehow. Like, okay, we were just doing that. Excellent. We want this to meld just like that. Yeah. So we'll find a way that can connect. Oh, that is not happy with. It is not happy with that. Let's delete this for the moment. Fix the lights. Let them go. So we need to be able to go straight that way, and on the return, it needs to be able to turn and go up that way. So let's look here. Now, I talked about the 3x3. And 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So this ended one block further back. Let's jump down there so we can look at it more closely. We want to get it right here on the line. The problem here is that you can't make a track that short. But I'm going to illustrate how the 3x3 works. And then we're just going to have to repair it, and we're going to have to make this turn to be a longer turn. Or maybe even that one. So this will be an exact. You can see sometimes it just doesn't like to connect. But if we do 1.5, so 1.5, it's right there. And see, that lets it connect. And that's a perfect turn. As you can see, that's what I had to do for this one as well. I want to see if I can get away with connecting that one longer, but I don't think I can. I cannot. Okay. I think I want to preserve the original line because it's so tight through this connector here. We have more room to work with on the new line. So I'm building that one behind it kind of as an anchor point to make it easier for me to line this up. Are you going to? You're not going to. So what we do then, shorten that, go down here just to make sure it's lined up nicely. Perfect. Take that out, reconnect it. there we go. So look how nice and clean that is. That looks fantastic. All right. Now these also can only be placed at those juncture points. So that coming in, we'll have one on the coming out. That. Need one leaving. And one coming in. All right, that's working. What's the last thing it doesn't like? Let me stare at this for a second here. I'll figure it out. You know, as I'm looking at it, now that we've added new juncture points, I think that some of these don't need to be here anymore. That one, like this one. No, train, don't come in yet. See, like right there's a stop, and then immediately after is another stop. Don't need that either. Okay, yeah, so we didn't need to add any new ones. This one doesn't know what it's doing because it's not going anywhere. So that's fine. Yeah, so we just had to remove a couple of the ones that were in the middle now. Because they were considered an internal loop. Yep, and this whole segment is one color, so we have no concerns. No matter which way a train comes from, no two trains can be in this mess at the same time. All right, so hopefully all that made some sense and didn't make you more confused than you were going into it. But what we're going to do now is we're going to explore that way and that way. There they are. What's 3? I think there's more. Probably not in range of all. Let's. Oh yeah, that's it's more shallow than the rivers I drove through. All right, there we are. Right, there's one. There's one there off in the distance. There's the defenders. Looks like there's another one right over there. Let's start to clear the area. Oh, look, right there's one. And get our beacons down. And, find out what our purities are. So we see 4 of them already. And then we're just going to have to get to drawing our line out here. So we went kind of through this way. I'll probably want to try to draw as straight a line as I can and then south, just because that'll give us, an easier connection if we want to go north to the Rocky Desert to do resources, because that's a starting area, so there's going to be a lot of easier resources up there for us to exploit later on. And so if we kind of go just straight, as far as we can without, I noticed there were some cliffs right here. This is why the darkness turns, because we had to turn away from it. But the farther we can go straight, the easier we can just do a T section and come down, and C section go up later on. I think that would probably be our best bet. So let's get to mapping these out, figure out what we can do with it, and then head back to here and see how well we can just draw out our platforms and then get some rail laid. All right, this is going to give me a minute here. Let me clear out the bad guys and get these placed. And this should be the last node. Oh man. All right, so the eventual outcome was 2 normal, a pure, and another pure. Okay, that's the 4 I've detected. Let's see here. So I'll do one last scan and make sure that we haven't missed any of them. But I think we're going to head back to the train, the end of the train. Oh, I'm out of cable. All right, that's fine. One last scan. Seriously, I only picked up 3 from this close. All right, I'm going to run around because we know there was one like right over there and it didn't pick it up. So I'm going to run around and just be thorough, make sure there isn't like a 5th one maybe down the bottom of the island or something that it might not be picking up from here. And then I'll probably see you guys at the end of the rail line. Unless I find a wreck. We found one on the way here. Oh, that's a boss. Oh, those are both bosses. Okay, maybe I go heal up and then I come back and deal with this. All right, time to check it out. The boss guy is still over there. That boss guy, however, is gonna have a bad day. All right. All right. Oh, a freebie. Excellent. So here we are back at the end of the line. And I realized something when I got back here, which is that in my haste to stock the second car on our train, I put most of my concrete in it. That's a little unfortunate, but that's okay. We stocked that train for a reason. So what we're going to do is I'll drop the station down here. Just a temporary one, right? We're not going to actually keep it here. I don't have the concrete for it. Hopefully we can fit it on here. Oh, how much do I need? Okay, that's enough. It's all right, just enough. All right, can we fit it? Yes, we can. All right. Great. Let's name this way station. And grab our personal train, edit, and just dump that and send it to way station. Turn it on. All right, and it's on its way. Excellent. So I'm going to wait for it to bring all of our sweet materials, and then we're just going to quickly draw a straight line pretty much as far as we can, and then hook a left. Here it comes. That didn't take it long. Now it's going to get real confused. There's no way back to where it's going. Also, we need to... We can't place one there? Is it? I just wanted to get off of that track. It doesn't actually have to come to the station. I just want to get it out of the way of the other trains. All right. Very welcome sight. Did someone say we need concrete? We have concrete. Yeah, all right. All right, let's get to building. All right, here we are. There was just no way I was even going to do that in a high speed. Just way too much rail, way too much, adjusting and just counting the numbers. It's just that took a long time, and it was very repetitious. And yeah, I didn't think that it would make for entertaining content. So I got it here. Got our station set up, and we need to turn it around, so they can go back. We're not going to do anything complex in this area with, the rail lines, because it is ostensibly a dead end. It's not necessarily always going to be a dead end. Later on, if we want to extend down that way, we can. And we'll have the loop here, so we would be able to re-merge with it. And if we really needed to, we could always do a bypass around it. But for now, there's no reason to do that. But I wanted to, real quickly, show you, just kind of applying the process that we had discussed about how to make turns and make them nice and compact. We need to make this turn around and head back down this side. Now, that would, of course, take 6 blocks, right? 3 by 3 gives us a 9-degree turn. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. But it's less than 6 blocks away. So we're going to have to kind of S-turn it back. Let's get first. Let's go out a little bit here. I want to set an anchor point. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Flips around and it gets kind of annoying sometimes to try to center this. I think that's right. Yeah, it looks good. So that's going to be our connection. Again, it's not connecting because it's just weird like that, even though we know it could make it. So we go 1, 1.5. So that would be 1, 2, 1, 2. There we go. So it's going to be right there in the corner. And then it works. Then we don't need this anymore. And we're going to need to do that again. And once you get the pattern down, it's really not hard to do. Now here's where we're going to have to kind of play it by ear a little bit, because we're going to do a little bit of S-turn. We can do probably another 1.5 to make it look good. That'd be there. And then 1.5 back, which would put us roughly right there. So let's try, see if we can connect that properly. There we go. I think that's going to be good. Let's take a sky look at it. Yeah, that looks perfect. I'm fine with that. Excellent. All right, so we got to call our train here. And I think that's going to be about it for our time. Boy, we've had a lot to do here. This is Oil West Coast. Call for our train. So that one right there. There it goes. It's starting to come for us. All right. Excellent. All right. Well, I'm going to jump on the train and ride back home. Probably stop and pick up our Explorer Hope I got enough room. Just gonna pick it up. And get back to the house. Oh boy, I built on the wrong rail. Come back. Oh, jeez. Train, stop. Okay, well, that's an easy fix. We'll just turn the station around. Oh, that was just silly. You know, you work on something for so long, and sometimes you just kind of, you get there and you're just glad to be there. And sometimes you forget the little details. So, you know, when I originally had thought about doing this, I wanted it facing this way because the empty train is lighter, so I want it to come around empty and then fill up before it goes. So this is actually the direction that I had envisioned it to begin with. So, lucky happenstance. All right, let's get home. All right, here we are back home. All right, so we are set up to get serious about our oil production and starting next episode. I'm looking forward to it because, you know, that's really what's slowing us down because we can't bring up our electronics in any meaningful way without more plastic and rubber. And we're definitely going to have to keep our eye out for opportunities to do more steel. We can always go back to our original area and overclock the extractors, but I really want to avoid doing that if possible. Later on, we're going to have to go back there anyway and set all that up when we get to Mark III miners. And I just don't want to do it right now. I'd rather find another area that's stable that we can supplement it. So if you enjoyed it, be sure to leave a like. And, you know, if you haven't subscribed yet, consider subscribing. So definitely leave a comment. I'm starting to get a little bit more comments from the viewers, and it really is it's a great thing to hear from you guys because put a lot of work in this, and it's great to hear what your opinions are, or just if you just say hello. So definitely hit the comment section. But thank you very much for coming out, and hopefully, you know, we'll see you in the next episode when we can get serious about getting our oil up and running finally.